Hello everybody out there on the internet. I'm Joey Lawrence, the photographer. Originally I'm from Ontario, Canada, and now I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. I've had the opportunity to work on a lot of cool shoots throughout my career. And today we talked about it on the Marc Silber show, so make sure you check it out.
Welcome to the Marc Silber Show, Advancing Your Photography, where we bring you tips from remarkable photographers about how to take photographs you love. Joey, thanks for inviting us to Studio City
Thanks, Mark.
for Advancing Your Photography. Hey, tell me about your approach to photography and the type of work you really love to do.
My work is in the commercial world.
Yeah.
Okay, so I shoot a lot of advertisements, a lot of things in movie and television, musicians, and my personal work is kind of like fine art portraiture around the world.
When it comes to getting a shot, what are some of the key things that you use?
In my personal work, it's actually quite slow. So I'm talking about my personal work where I travel around and make portraits of people. A lot of the times, the people that I photograph aren't used to being photographed, so I have to take it really slow. So sometimes when I'm photographing, when I'm going somewhere, maybe I don't take a picture for a day, maybe a week, and just get people comfortable with me being there. I never hide the fact that I'm a photographer, but you know, it's the simple things like learning somebody's name. Like that's pretty simple, but it helps break down barriers. You know, you get in with people. You get them cool around you, and then after that you can start taking pictures, because when I travel and take pictures, I want to get the people excited about making an image. So one motto that I kind of live by is that my images are a collaboration between the subject and myself. So we kind of work on pictures together, and because of that, I think you get much better pictures.
You get a collaborative.
Yeah, I mean, it just gets people comfortable. Like, for example, I might ask them, you know, what's a place that they find beautiful, and I'll take them there and make a portrait there, so they get interested in what I'm doing. And of course, that mutual thing makes a good photograph.
Cool. And how about your approach to commercial photography?
Commercial photography, I mean, I have a very similar mindset as when I'm traveling. The only thing is we have deadlines. So because of that, the way I like to think about my commercial work is I just do like small steps at a time. So if we do have time to pre-light, then I build things one step at a time. So when I'm traveling, my personal work, sometimes I use one light. Commercial work, it can be like 20 lights. It just all depends on the look that I'm going for. So if I have an idea in my head, then I just, you know, try to plant the camera somewhere and then build how the light looks one step at a time until I'm happy with it. Could take one light, maybe it takes 20 lights, it all depends.
And as far as making an image that really has impact, emotional impact, how do you do that?
It's hard, because honestly, I don't think you can really lie too much in the frame. If your subjects trust you and they look at you with trust, then that's going to be depicted in the image always. So if you want to have your image to have an emotional connection with the viewer, then that has to be created when you take the photograph.
How about composition?
Composition, I really like balance in the frame. It doesn't always have to be rule of thirds, but one thing that I like to do is I like to take really kind of long panoramic images with people in them, and I like to place them in the frame the same way that a lot of old master painters would do, kind of like verticals and horizontals, and try to make some kind of balance, not always on the rule of thirds, but make some kind of balance. It just all depends on your eye, and when you look at the frame, I don't know, it just comes naturally. I don't really think about composition too much, it just happens.
What are some of the emotions you've hit as a photographer?
Well, emotions, I mean, photography has brought me everything, you know, all my life experiences that I've ever had, all my interesting stories were brought because usually I'm looking for a picture. So that's a strong emotion to me. It's like my job is pretty key.
Okay, what advice do you have for photographers who just want to advance and get to that next level?
I think a good starting point is, of course, reading things online. The internet is a resource that wasn't there when, you know, a lot of photographers were starting out, and I think it's an amazing tool now.
Yeah.
Going to photographers' workshops, reading a lot of books, and of course experimenting and making mistakes yourself. So, you know, setting up funny test shoots with like your neighbors or model friends or whoever, and you know, just testing out things yourself. So maybe you read an article on strobist, and then you want to try it out yourself. You'll try it out, and then maybe you can also go beyond that article and experiment and make a little bit of a mistake and find out what you did. Later, try it again. That's really how you get better.
Joey, you've covered a lot of ground as a photographer, even though you're pretty young. What are some of those key points?
Main things to think about when you look at a picture or when you take a picture is, what is the picture going to say about the subject, and what is it going to say about the photographer who took it? Those are the two most important things.
Cool. And how do you really draw out what you're looking for from a subject?
Like I said, it's a collaboration between you and them.
Right.
So if you look at a picture, you know, if I show you my work, there should be two things going on in your head. The first, what does the picture say about the subject, and what does it say about the photographer? So the two are working hand in hand, because the photographer has a single frame to represent the person, and the person's giving themselves for that one frame. So what does it say? It's important.
Joey, any final tips for photographers that just want to get better photographs?
Watch the Marc Silber show.
Hey, I'm hip with that.
How's that?
Joey, thanks for joining us and for giving us an inside look into your
All
world
right,
of
man.
photography.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay. Be sure to subscribe to our blog now to stay updated on my show, and we'll give you tips and insight to keep advancing your photography. Also, check out our guests' website for a closer look at their work. Tune in to our next episode of Advancing Your Photography for an inside look at another photographer's world. Until then, this is Marc Silber reminding you to get out and capture your own images of life.